back once again here on the channel, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you guys are ready, because we're here to talk about All Elite Wrestling. We're here to discuss All Elite Wrestling and the rally. And then once I'm done with this rally, there's going to be something else I'm going to be adding in as well, because I was going to do this instead of talking about the rally, because I know people will talk about the rally, and then I would be able to be like, oh yeah, you guys can talk about the rally, but I got something else I want to talk about about the AEW. But you know what? I will do both. I will do both, just so the new people would know that I have been following, and I do understand what's going on with All Elite Wrestling. So, All Elite Wrestling. What happened on the rally yesterday? Well, they've introduced a bunch of new talents. They've said that they're working in China, and they're working with China, or Japan, whatever it is. I was listening to what they were saying, but sometimes it's up here that helps you remember. But for Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, they all announced when Double or Nothing, when it's going to take place. It's going to be taking place on May 25th, 2019. And I'm pretty sure they'll have a ton of talent by then. Because we're in January. And they've got 17 wrestlers now. Imagine how many they could get by May. So we've got that. We've also got Pac, or Pac, however you pronounce his name, formerly known as Neville. He is now a part of All Elite Wrestling. Chris Jericho, he's now joined All Elite Wrestling, which I'm quite surprised with, because I thought Chris Jericho didn't want to compete against Vince McMahon, but I'm guessing, well, I guess as I said, times change, so I'm guessing something must have changed Chris Jericho's mind. And apparently Chris Jericho was removed from the opening when Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live was about to start as well, and he got moved to the section where WWE put all their retired / released wrestlers. So you got that. So Jericho's there too. Hangman Page, he announced that he plans to become the first champion of All Elite Wrestling, and so much more, and also money that a lot of companies do not tend to pay their wrestlers well. But Cody and Brandy said that there will be a women's division, and Cody and Brandy both said that they will pay wrestlers the same amount of money, and they're all going to get big money, and wins and losses are going to matter. Some companies have wins and losses that don't matter, but All Elite Wrestling are going to have wins and losses matter the most. So, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is basically the gist of it. They did say there was going to be another event in Jacksonville, but they didn't fully say when it's going to take place. So, now that is out of the way, I just wanted to quickly mention all that stuff that they mentioned on the rally, and all the things that they're going to introduce. But now let's get to the main part of my video on wrestlers that should join AEW, which again, this is going to be all my opinion. These are the wrestlers that I think should join AEW. By the way, guys, all of these people are from WWE or former WWE talents, because I feel like, you know, WWE has so much talent that they really misused and they didn't use properly. So I'm gonna be mostly targeting WWE and saying which talents from WWE should go to AEW, or if they were former talents, why I believe they should join the AEW. So we're gonna be kicking off this discussion of a list of wrestlers who I think should join AEW, we're going to kick things off with Zack Ryder. Why do I think Zack Ryder should join AEW? Well, it's quite simple. He's one of the most underutilized talents in WWE. And it's clear that WWE is not a fan of him because they didn't have him appear all year. They didn't have him appear all year in 2018. Not one episode of Raw he debuted on until the very last edition of Monday Night Raw. So, and it's clear that WWE, for some insane reason, are not a fan of this guy, because Zack Ryder is still over. Zack Ryder is still over. People love Zack Ryder. That's how. It's basically another one of those instances of WWE keeping talent off because it's not who they want to push. Zack Ryder is not a guy that WWE want to push. It's a guy who the fans want to see pushed. To be honest with you, Zack Ryder is a very talented guy. He's got all the potential to be a good upper mid-card, possibly even main eventer. Some people may think Zack Ryder isn't main event material. Yeah, maybe not everyone is world champion material, but I think Zack Ryder could have at least been that. He could have given that chance. But WWE, they're doing that whole they don't listen to the fans. So Zack Ryder is one of the guys that the fans wanted, but it's not who WWE wanted. Like, look at all the title reigns this guy's had. He was the tag team champion with Kurt Hawkins back in the early days of 2008. That didn't really last long. He only won the United States Championship because the crowd was so over and they wanted Zack Ryder, so they had to give him the United States Championship. And the Intercontinental Championship, they just gave that to him as a reward. And then he lost it 24 hours later to The Miz. So it's clear that WWE, they don't push Zack Ryder because they want to. They just do it for the sake of it. And Zack Ryder is just one of those guys that is so heavily underutilized. And it would be great to see Zack Ryder go to a company that will probably treat him like a true star, like AEW. Because Cody Rhodes, here's another good example. Here's another good example why I believe Zack Ryder will probably go. It's the fact that Cody Rhodes has spoken to Zack Ryder on Twitter about coming to All Elite Wrestling, saying about how the fans say we want Ryder. Which is true, the fans do want Ryder because Ryder is so over. Ryder is still over to this day. People cheer this guy because they want to see him. And it's a darn shame that WWE just never utilized this guy's true potential. It's another one of those instances where WWE just refused to listen to the fans and they pushed who they wanted to push. And it's more the fact that they just didn't believe in Zack Ryder. Well, how is he meant to prove you wrong if you're not going to give him an opportunity? So I think All Elite Wrestling could be a good site for Zack Ryder to go, and I think it will be a good one for him. Alright, next talent that I think should go to All Elite Wrestling is Ty Dillinger. A lot of the fans love Ty Dillinger because of the 10 chance. Now, the reason why Vince McMahon doesn't push this guy is basically because of the 10 chance. And this is laughable. It's laughable to me. It's laughable that Vince doesn't push Ty Dillinger because of the 10 chance. He finds the 10 chance annoying. And because it's someone who the crowd like, and it's someone who he doesn't like, it's easy for him just to pull Ty Dillinger off TV and just have him never appear. Why do that? That is selfishness. That is selfish at its finest. If the people like him, let the fans like him. There was reports that Vince was going to turn Ty Dillinger heel and get rid of the character, but thankfully that never happened. But all I'm saying is that WWE never really gave Ty Dillinger a chance. They were just like, oh, these 10 chants are annoying. Let's get this guy off TV. Ty Dillinger's another one of those guys that should definitely go to All Elite. Because I think All Elite would treat him like a perfect 10. We're moving on to the tag teams now. There are 3 tag teams on this list that I believe would fit in great to All Elite Wrestling. And that first team is the Ascension, Connor and Victor. Now you may think I'm crazy, but Connor and Victor, I never saw anything about them in NXT. When I heard them get called up to the main roster, I heard they were the longest reigning tag team champions in NXT. Because at that time I didn't know NXT existed. So I was like, okay, cool. Then that means these guys should definitely dominate on the main roster. If they're the longest reigning NXT tag team champions, they should be able to dominate on the main roster. They should be pushed really, really well. Turns out they were just nothing but a bunch of jokes and just a bunch of jobbers for Vince McMahon to treat like a piece of crap. And that's sad. That is definitely sad. The Ascension have so much potential to be a great tag team. And it's sad. It's really sad that Vince McMahon doesn't use these guys to their true potential. It's another one of those wasted talents. Seriously, WWE are the masters of wasting talent. Like they know how to waste talent. They should be given an award of the most wasted talents in WWE. And I think they will be proud of that award. So the Ascension are definitely 2 guys that I would like to see in All Elite Wrestling. Just to really show Vince McMahon that they are actually a team that they should have pushed since day 1-ish. Next tag team on this list is Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the Good Brothers. These guys should definitely go to All Elite Wrestling just for the sheer fact that they are so heavily underutilized. They're a great team. It's just annoying that WWE just waste all this talent. They push who they want to push, and they waste talent that they don't want to use. And it's really, really crazy and crap. It's really crap that WWE just waste away all this talent. And then when they choose to push them, they choose to push them at the time where the fans don't care. They push people when the fans don't care. That's the issue here. They push people when the fans stop caring. Because why should we care if you've treated them like crap for years and now you want to push them? So you push them because you want to push them. You don't push them when the fans don't care. So Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows definitely deserve to be on this list to go to AEW. And the final tag team on this list are the one and only Revival. You guys knew these guys were going to be on this list because it's absolutely absurd what WWE have done to the Revival. It's absolutely absurd. How in the ever-living hell could you screw these guys up? Hey, I'm all for NXT talents not getting championship pushes immediately. I'm okay if they don't get a push immediately upon their arrival to the main roster. Because I don't know why people really expect these talents to get a fast-paced push to the top. I don't expect them to get a fast-paced push to the top to a championship title, but at least actually push them and give them victory after victory after victory after victory, just to build them up. I don't mind if you want to build these people up to a future title reign in the future, but there's no reason to treat these guys like jokes. The Revival have had so many title matches, and they end up losing. It's beyond a joke. It's beyond a joke now, and it's getting ridiculous. When the Revival's contracts come up, I know for a fact they will go to All Elite Wrestling. They will run to All Elite Wrestling faster than Usain Bolt can run across an oval. I'm pretty sure they'll run faster than that. Because I know for a fact they will go to All Elite Wrestling and they will say yeah in All Elite Wrestling, and they will go hard all day, all night in All Elite Wrestling. No doubt about it. No doubt about they will go to All Elite Wrestling as well. Time to talk about some females. Time to talk about some females who should join All Elite Wrestling. Now, I just picked out a handful, which is only 3. I only picked out 3 who I believe who deserve to go there, or either should go there just to fill out the roster. Now, I know this one's a bit of a controversial name, or some of you would just laugh at this name because it may sound ridiculous, but the first name I think AEW should get is Summer Rae. Now, some of you may be thinking, Summer Rae? Why Summer Rae? Why would they get her? She sucks. Actually, you're wrong. Summer Rae actually doesn't suck. Because, if you guys think about it, if you guys are big fans of WWE, and you know the WWE as a whole, WWE handcuff their wrestlers, they handcuff them, and they are limited to what they can do in the ring. I actually saw some of Summer Rae's matches in NXT, and she was actually pretty good down there too. Yeah, she may not have been a suicide diver. She may not be one of those suicide diving type of females, but I felt like Summer Rae actually had a unique, she had a unique look. She had that presence about her that she can actually go. She can go. She can wrestle. She's actually pretty decent. She knows how to put on a decent match. She may not be a 5-star classic. She may not be the 5-star classic person you're looking for. But, she's actually someone that you could go to put on a decent match with. I think she'd be a good fit for All Elite Wrestling. They could use her to her best of her abilities. If you really don't want her to wrestle, you could have her as a ring announcer. She's got a good voice. She knows how to cut a promo. Could put her on commentary, or you could put her in a GM role. You got a lot of options for Summer Rae. You got some good options for her. You got something for her. Like I said, ring. You could have her fight. You could have her as a ring announcer, commentator, or GM. I don't know if All Elite Wrestling will have a GM, but I'm just saying, you got options for her besides wrestling. But all I'm saying is, I think Summer Rae could be someone who could fit in quite well to All Elite Wrestling. You may think I'm stupid for saying that. You may think I'm crazy. But in reality, I think it's all about having some of these talents just show WWE what they missed out on. They missed out on Summer Rae. They treated her just as another one of those typical blonde girls, typical blondes, that was all look. I know Summer Rae can wrestle. She's actually quite decent. You could have her in there, put on some decent matches. Whether she wins or loses them, hey, Cody said wins and losses matter, so whatever she does in that ring may matter more if she was a part of AEW. The next woman on this list is definitely someone who I would love to see go there. Is Tenille Dashwood, aka Emma. Tenille Dashwood is definitely someone I would love to see in All Elite Wrestling. Just to stick it to WWE and how terrible they are at booking her. They booked her like a grade A jobber. Why did they treat her like a grade A jobber? All because of an incident that she stole a wallet. Which people told me it was actually accidental. She didn't know it was accidental. It's not like she would have done it on purpose. People told me it was actually accidental. You see, this is the thing I don't understand with WWE. I understand you have to go through the punishment. If you do something wrong, you got to take your punishment. Okay, that's fair enough. But that doesn't give you the excuse on keep on doing it. That was in 2014, I believe it was, when that incident happened. And then as the years went on, they continued to treat Emma like a joke. They continued to treat her like a jobber. And to me, it felt like they just loved to punish her because of her incident. Terrible. Terrible. And I hope that incident is not the only reason why they continue to treat her like trash. Emma is a fantastic wrestler. She can wrestle. How dare WWE treat her that way? She grew up watching WWE. It was her dream job to be in WWE. Does she feel that way now? Probably not. She probably doesn't feel that way anymore. She probably doesn't want to go back to WWE anymore. Because her dream job became a nightmare. Because everybody continued to treat her like a piece of shit, all because of one incident. One incident that happened years ago. It's absolutely disgusting. It was disgusting on WWE's behalf to do that. So Tenille Dashwood's definitely someone that I would like to see in All Elite Wrestling. Just to stick it to WWE and also make her champion. Make her the face of that brand. Make her the face of that division. Make her the first All Elite Women's Champion. I know she would make that championship prestigious. I know I want to see Tenille back in WWE. She definitely deserves a second chance. But right now, not now. Not now. I say wait until Vince McMahon bloody bloody leaves WWE and retires. Then start making WWE great again. When Vince McMahon goes, guys, when Vince McMahon finally retires, WWE will be great again. WWE will be great again. So who's the final woman on my list of wrestlers who I would like to see in All Elite Wrestling? Now, this is someone who I've been dying to see back for a very long time in the world of professional wrestling, whether if it's WWE or not. Actually, it's always been WWE. I've always wanted to see her back in WWE, but it feels like it may never happen. So, I think it's only fair that the All Elite Wrestling could go out of their way and sign her. And that person is none other than AJ Lee. Now, some of you may think, why in the world would All Elite Wrestling sign her? Well, think about it. Big name. She still loves wrestling. She still trains. She still works out. And she's got nothing to do. She's got nothing to do. She sits at home and does nothing all day. How boring would that be? You're just sitting at home, just watching CM Punk do everything? Watching CM Punk just do whatever he wants, and then she's sitting at home? Yeah, sure, she made a book. Yeah, sure, she's helping animals. Yeah, sure, she's raising money for bipolar. That's not a career, though. Those are just hobbies that she's doing. Those are hobbies. And the reason why I've added her to this list and not say she should go back to WWE is because WWE have had so many chances. WWE have had so many chances to bring her back, and they absolutely refused to do it. Raw 25, she should have been back then. She should have been on that pedestal of great women's champions. She should have been on that pedestal with the Bellas, Maurice, all the great women's champions. She should have been on that pedestal with all them. She should have been at the 2018 Royal Rumble. First ever all-women's Royal Rumble. She definitely should have been a part of that. And the worst crime of them all is that she was never at Evolution. That was the biggest crime that WWE made. And I always hear people say, "Oh, but Vince loves AJ Lee." Really? Really? He loves AJ Lee. Well, if he truly loved AJ Lee, why is Nikki Bella the longest reigning Divas champion? If he truly loved AJ Lee, why did he take that record off her? If he truly loved AJ Lee, she should have been at Raw 25. If he truly loved AJ Lee, she should have been at the Royal Rumble. And if he truly loved AJ Lee, she should have been at Evolution. And if he... That's the thing that bothers me. When I hear people say Vince loves her, I always say, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. If he loved her, why has he done the things that he's done? You know, WWE actually have one more chance. WWE actually have one more chance to right this wrong. I know some people are going to say the 2019 Royal Rumble's coming up for the women. WWE have one last chance to right this wrong with AJ Lee. She better be one of the surprise entrants in the 2019 Royal Rumble. And if she's not there, then screw you. Screw you, WWE. This is why I added her to this list. Because I think Cody Rhodes would want to sign someone like AJ Lee. I've heard stories that he's interested in getting CM Punk. Mr. I'm done with wrestling. You know? I've heard many rumors that Cody Rhodes wants CM Punk to be part of All Elite Wrestling. If you want Punk, go get AJ too. And I know for a fact AJ Lee will put her blood, heart, and her sweat and her tears into proving why she loves professional wrestling. Some people say she belongs in the WWE. Yes, I agree with you. She's definitely someone who belongs in WWE. But how can you say she belongs in WWE when you hear people say Vince loves AJ Lee, but then not question why does Nikki Bella have the longest reign? Why was she not at Raw 25? Why was she never at the All Women's Royal Rumble? Why was she never at the All Women's Pay-Per-View Evolution? You always have to question yourself. If he loved her, why was she not a part of these things? Like I said, WWE have one last chance to right this wrong with AJ Lee. And if I don't hear her music cue at the 2019 Royal Rumble, then my hopes of ever seeing AJ Lee back in WWE are definitely going to be done. All Elite Wrestling is where it should be with AJ. That's why I added her to this list. And I hope you people understand where I'm coming from in this scenario with AJ. Because I think it's a joke that Vince McMahon has refused to bring this woman back after everything she's done with your company. Anyway, that's basically everything of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys liked my list that I came up with. And as for the rally, good luck to All Elite Wrestling. I wish them all the best, and I hope they do very, very well in showing WWE why things need to change. Hashtag we want change.